Imagine you're on a beautiful beach in Australia. The sun is warm, the ocean sparkles, and you're enjoying the tranquility of nature. But as you step closer to the water, a shadow darts beneath the surface, a reminder that Australia's wild beauty hides a dark secret. Welcome to the land of the world's most dangerous creatures. Or is it? You've heard the tales. Snakes that can kill 100 people with a single bite, jellyfish that deliver a sting so excruciating you'd rather pass out, and spiders lurking in every corner. But just how deadly are Australia's animals? Is the fear justified, or have the rumors taken on a life of their own? Let's dive into the facts and stories behind Australia's notorious wildlife, and by the end, we might even challenge some of your assumptions. The myth of the deadliest place on Earth. When people think of Australia, two things usually come to mind: kangaroos and animals that can kill you. But is Australia truly home to the deadliest creatures in the world? Well, numbers don't lie. Australia does boast some impressive statistics when it comes to venomous creatures, 66 species to be exact. However, it actually ranks behind countries like Brazil, which has 79 venomous species, and Mexico, which claims 80. So, why does Australia have this terrifying reputation? The answer might lie not in the number of venomous animals, but in just how potent their venom can be. Take the inland taipan, for example, often dubbed the world's most venomous snake. Just one bite from this snake contains enough venom to kill 250,000 mice. It's a lethal powerhouse. But here's the kicker. The inland taipan is extremely shy and lives in remote areas, so human encounters are incredibly rare. Even the deadliest animals aren't out to get you, unless you go looking for trouble. But before we get too comfortable, let's talk about the ones you might actually run into. The silent killers: snakes, spiders, and jellyfish. What makes Australia so fascinating and fearsome is the sheer variety of venomous species. The Elapidae family of snakes is a perfect example. Out of 300 species of elapids worldwide, 60 reside in Australia, including the inland taipan, the coastal taipan, and the common brown snake. These snakes inject a neurotoxin that can paralyze their prey within seconds. A bite from one of these creatures isn't something you'd forget, if you survive it, that is. But here's a surprising fact. Despite all this venom, snakebite fatalities in Australia are rare. Between 2000 and 2016, only 35 people died from snakebites. Why so few? Thank advancements in anti-venom and Australia's highly trained medical professionals. What might have been certain death 100 years ago is now treatable with a well-timed dose of antivenom. However, if snakes make you uneasy, let's not forget Australia's infamous spiders. Cue the Sydney funnel web spider, one of the deadliest arachnids in the world. Its venom, loaded with a potent neurotoxin, can kill a child in just 15 minutes. Sounds terrifying, right? But here's the twist. Since the introduction of an anti-venom in the 1980s, not a single person has died from a funnel web bite. Then, there's the ocean. Australia's waters are home to creatures that look harmless but pack a painful punch, like the box jellyfish. Known for being one of the most venomous marine animals, the box jellyfish's tentacles can inject toxins that cause heart failure. A sting can be excruciating and even fatal. But here's the thing. They aren't exactly lurking off every beach, waiting to sting unwitting swimmers. Sharks and cassowaries, the unexpected killers. Not all of Australia's dangerous animals are venomous. Some just use brute strength or sheer bad luck. Let's talk about sharks. Every year, headlines report shark attacks in Australia, reigniting the fear that these underwater predators are out for blood. But the numbers tell a calmer story. Between 2011 and 2020, there were anywhere from 8 to 19 non-fatal shark attacks each year in Australia. Fatal shark attacks, on the other hand, average fewer than one per year. Given how many people swim in Australia's oceans daily, the risk of a shark attack is incredibly small. In fact, you're more likely to be struck by lightning. Yet, the fear remains, because nothing triggers our primal fear like an unseen predator beneath the waves. But, the real surprise comes from land. Meet the cassowary. a bird that looks like it's straight out of Jurassic Park. Cassowaries are considered one of the world's most dangerous birds, thanks to their powerful legs and dagger-like claws. While cassowaries attack more than 200 people per year, there has only been one recorded human death in almost a century. Still, it's hard not to be impressed, and a little spooked, by a bird that can run 30 miles per hour and leap over 5 feet into the air, all while equipped with claws that can slice through flesh. Are you really at risk? By now, you might be asking yourself, so, how dangerous is Australia really? The answer might surprise you. Despite the deadly creatures that inhabit the land and waters, actual fatalities from animal encounters are incredibly rare. From 2000 to 2013, only 64 people in Australia died from venomous bites or stings out of 41,000 hospitalizations. That's a 0.15% fatality rate. Statistically, you're more likely to be killed by a horse than any of the infamous creatures we've discussed. In fact, when it comes to everyday dangers, it's often the animals we don't expect that pose a bigger threat. Cows and horses, for example, are responsible for more fatalities than snakes and spiders combined. So, while Australia's deadly animals make for great stories, the truth is that with caution, awareness, and modern medicine, your chances of having a fatal encounter are slim. But why are they so venomous? One lingering question. Why does Australia have so many venomous animals in the first place? The answer lies in the ancient history of the continent. Millions of years ago, during the age of continental drift, Australia separated from the other landmasses, bringing with it a unique group of venomous snakes, all part of the elapid family. Over time, without the competition from non-venomous species, these snakes evolved into the highly venomous creatures we see today. It's a case of evolution gone wild. As for creatures like the Sydney funnel web spider, scientists are still baffled. Its venom is incredibly potent against humans, but oddly enough, it's not as effective against the spider's usual prey. Why a spider needs venom that can kill a human in 15 minutes remains one of nature's greatest mysteries. What can you do to stay safe? Australia is home to some of the world's most remarkable wildlife, but does that mean you should avoid the country altogether? Absolutely not. In fact, there's a simple rule for staying safe: don't mess with the animals. Most deadly creatures, like the inland taipan or box jellyfish, are not aggressive unless provoked. Stay aware of your surroundings, follow local guidelines, and you'll be just fine. If anything, Australia's reputation for danger should serve as a reminder to respect the natural world. Whether you're hiking through the outback, swimming in crystal clear waters, or simply walking through a park, understanding the local wildlife is key to having a safe and thrilling experience. What's next? So, is Australia as deadly as the rumors say? Well, yes and no. The animals are certainly capable of delivering a fatal blow, but actual fatalities are few and far between. As long as you respect these creatures and their environment, the risk is manageable. But this brings us to a new mystery. If Australia's venomous animals are so rare and avoidable, why does its reputation as the deadliest place on Earth persist? And what other dangers could be lurking in unexpected places around the world? Stay tuned for the next episode, where we'll dive into the mysteries of other continents and explore creatures that are far deadlier than you might think, yet somehow fly under the radar. Until then, remember, respect nature, stay curious, and don't poke the wildlife.